Customer complaint, frozen condenser coil. She's had it off for a while now. It was a lot more frozen. They sent a picture, but let's see what we can figure out. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I've been to this house before, and it was low on refrigerant back in the summertime, and we charged it up and found a bad leak in the evaporator coil. This system is pretty old. What's that? 02 model, I would guess. It sure ain't a 39 model, so call it an 02 model. So 23 years old now. Looks like it's had some capacitors changed recently. We didn't do that. The only thing we did was come out here and put refrigerant in it last year and find the leak. Man, but there is a possibility that it hasn't leaked low, just because it has been about 38, 40 degrees out here the last couple days, and it's been raining continually. So there is a chance that it's just froze up from all that. But the defrost board should have kicked it off or kicked it into defrost mode. But we will see. We got 63 pounds of sitting pressure, which is about 36 pounds, which isn't terrible. Which honestly, I'm kind of surprised how long this thing lasted. Cause yeah, we found a huge leak, several of them.
Now Payne, is that a carrier?
Yeah, that's like cheap carrier. Because as soon as I put my leak detector in that cabinet for the evaporator last time, it just went off crazy. So for it to last, I don't know, 8 months, 7 months, pretty impressive. All right, yeah, that looks like low charge to me. Let's see. Well, it is R22. I'll give it a minute. I'm gonna try to force it into a defrost cycle. Not doing it.
Defrost.
Yeah.
I was going, yeah, that's usually, I'm just saying defrost, but we're almost everything.
Defrost board? Next defrost board? Defrost board king. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the sensor just to see about every single. I haven't come across a defrost sensor that does not close when it hits the ice. So this should beep, and that'll tell us that it's got a. All right. Probably this pink one, if I had to guess. All right. How to get it in there. All right, it does have continuity. It is sensing ice. Now, am I just doing something stupid? Let's figure that out. That's always a possibility. All right, so I'm pressing the speed up pins, and that should, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that should go into a defrost cycle, right, guys? Is there another special defrost pin in here? Don't believe so. I'm gonna turn this defrost cycle all the way down to 30 for now, just so in case I wanted to do an automatic defrost when I look at this wiring chart. Man, ice attack. Man. Okay, so I may have been doing it wrong, because this chart right here says that speed up pin accelerates it. So I got it on 30 minutes right now. I got to hold it for 7 seconds. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says no. Well, to me that seems like a bad defrost board. Our pressures have come up slightly. Even with all that ice on the coil. So I'm gonna manually defrost it and then check the pressures again. Let's see, because we cannot get this thing to defrost. I'm going to, just to make sure, I'm gonna manually jump out the defrost. And all right. So I got them jumpered. That jumper up there tied together. Now let's try to speed it up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to unjumper them just for funsies, just to make sure. By the looks of that diagram, it's supposed to close on ice, but you know, might as well just take it off and look. I heard a click on the defrost board. I'm about certain I heard a click. It could have been the ice, you know, clicking. You know how that ice do. It's time for manual defrost. Yeah. Stage 1. Stage 2. Uh-oh, I gotta find stage 2. Where's the reversing valve for this unit? Looks like, oh, it's just orange. It's these orange wires, so I'm gonna have to just do it down here. And whoosh. Huh? No whoosh? This ain't a ream. This ain't a ream, guys. Don't worry, I'm gonna get it here soon. Before I completely freeze up my compressor or my condenser. Now swoosh. Good. This is steaming and defrosting very nicely, actually. Here's our defrost pressures. Of course, it's just the suction side, giving us 60, which
So
is
since you had to do it manually, it's most likely the board,
probably.
defrost board.
Yeah. We'll defrost and check the pressures. I mean, it's most likely a little low on refrigerant, but I
The
can't.
reason it mainly probably froze up because of defrost board, right?
Yeah, I can't see it not being low on refrigerant the way we found the evaporator coil.
You think that having the ice on here, we'll throw the Freon and stuff off, make it
Yeah.
look like it's low and stuff.
Yeah, because like, it's basically like having a dirty filter out here,
Right.
because the ice is stopping the air
It's not, got you.
and making it colder than it needs to be, because it's pretty warm out here today. It's in the 50s right now. It says 46 on my gauge. So.
Let's get up to, I think Renee said 58 maybe, or 60.
All right, I think I'm gonna call that good. I'm gonna turn off the power and reconnect the fan.
So you completely unhooked the defrost board, right?
Just a black wire
Going from the contactor.
Yeah, going from the contactor to the fan relay. Like he'll
So
say,
on all of them, all reams and stuff, you'd have to completely take the black off.
yeah. Well, you could just take it off one side, but then you'd have,
okay.
but then you'd have this dangly wire that could spark.
Yeah, I got you.
So I just go ahead and rip it
I
off.
got you.
But like on a lot of boards, it'll be like this. It'll be on this relay. If you find the fan wire,
Yeah.
it'll be right next to it. See this fan wire goes in this relay, and so does this.
So you're the side of it.
Yeah, because this is the wire that just, because that relay's supposed to break the fan when it is in defrost. And like in reams, you'll notice it's not on the relay, but it's next to it, and they say DFT.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so these are the pressures we're staying steady at. It is a little bit low refrigerant. According to that chart, we want to see this at 54 and about 203, 215. So, I mean, it's not catastrophically low. I mean, it's low enough to probably freeze it up and not thaw out as efficiently as it should. But we've demonstrated that board will not defrost. So, it needs a defrost board and probably about a pound of refrigerant. Because this unit only holds 4.13 pounds of refrigerant according to the data plate, plus the line set. So I would say on a system this size, 1.5 pounds probably max. But I'm going to tell the landlord that it could take up 2.5 pounds, just so I'm not hanging myself out to dry. He's like, well, you said it's going to be 1.5 pounds, and it ended up being 2 pounds, and that's, you know, $50 extra. And so I always like to hedge my bets and just tell them it's going to be more, it's going to cost more than it actually is going to, just to stay on the safe side. The defrost board isn't telling the unit to go and defrost, so it needs a new one. And I called the supply house. They have a defrost board for this thing, but it's like way more expensive than an average defrost board. It's for the stock one, like for the OEM one that came on it, would be $240 to install it. Well, $240 plus the service call, and then the other one, I can get one that's just a generic defrost board that came off of a Goodman and put it on, and that would be $100 for the defrost board instead of $240. The only difference between those two would be the generic one. There's a high pressure switch in here that cuts the unit off if it gets too much pressure, if the pressure gets too high. And I can wire that in with the Goodman board, but the difference is it'll just keep turning the unit on and off, on and off, on and off. Whereas the other board, we'll see that it cut off like 3 times and then just cut the unit off so it won't keep going, turning on and off. Now there are, I mean, that's not necessarily a terrible thing. There are new things that are just wired that way, especially from Goodman. But it's up to you which one you wanted to go with.
Continuously kick on and off. Is that what you said?
If it has an issue with high pressure, which shouldn't happen unless this outdoor coil gets filthy, or the indoor, that if the outdoor coil got filthy in air conditioning mode, or the coil or the indoor coil got filthy in heating mode. Either one of those two options.
If it was at your house and money, it didn't matter about the money, would you want the $240 board or the $100 board?
Honestly, I would just go with the $100 board.
When could you put that $100 board in?
I'm not sure. Hopefully we could do it this evening, but we got quite a few calls. All right, so the landlord wants us to go ahead and put the 2 pounds of refrigerant in here that it needs, and replace the defrost board. I'm gonna go ahead and admit it. I'm gonna hack it up. I'm gonna put a Goodman board in here because they wanted 180 bucks for just this defrost board. And a unit this old, I cannot see the reason why I would put an OEM board instead of a Goodman board. I mean, I still don't have it on the truck. I'll have to go grab it, but that's going to save them what, like $100, $150, something like that. So we will let this, well, I ain't gonna let it run. I mean, I know it's low. I'm gonna go ahead and add a smidge. I've got a diffuser on my refrigerant tank, so all you haters, hush up for a second. All right, I've got a 1.5 pounds in there. I'm gonna leave it right here, I believe. Pressures are just a little bit, a smidgen on the high side for me. The high side's pretty high, but that is fine by me. We know this thing has a leak, and it's gonna leak down, so we're gonna come back and put the defrost board on it here later today, so that is going to be perfectly, I'm not worried about that one bit. All right, we're back out here. We went to Johnstone, got us a defrost board and sensor. We're going to make it work. The landlord of these apartments didn't want to spend the extra $150 on a factory board, so we're just going to put this Goodman board in. And the only thing that is going to differ from the old board is the fact that we don't have any places for the high or low pressure switch to attach. But I'm going to do it just like a Goodman. I'm just going to have the pressure switch go between the contactor and yellow, and that way, I mean, it's not going to have a lockout delay, so if it does have a high pressure issue, it's going to turn on and off and on and off and on and off. But all right, let's get it put in.
So I hook everything up just like it is here.
So okay, so what you're going to have to do is we're going to have to put a stake on all these wires at some Molex.
Okay. Let me go get the board back on.
So let me get you a stake on and a gripper. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it's scratched up right here. That's where the old one was. That's where I'm going to put the new one. So, leave down in the comments if you think I'm just hacking this system up, or you think this is a good option for a 23-year-old budget system like a Payne. You are going to use it. I think that's the
that come off the old board. It come off right here.
Yeah, they are. What was that?
That's it right there. This was plugged in right there.
Okay, hold on then. So this is going Are you talking about this?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be our high pressure switch, our pressure switch. So that's going to be these 2 yellow wires.
This
So
one, right here, it's plugged in the bottom right there.
okay, so and honestly, it looks like our old board was wired in the same way. So there wasn't, I guess there wasn't a high pressure lockout on this board anyway. So in that case, we're not really losing anything by switching to a Goodman board, as far as I can tell. So what we're going to do here is piggyback this on
that yellow,
to our yellow, because now, but we gotta
do it. Did I do it right?
Okay, what you gotta do, okay, so you did it right, yeah, but I just got to move, I gotta move this over. The other one is for your reversing valve. So it comes up here and then jumps over to your reversing valve, which is, looks like orange wires, but they're faded, so it's hard to tell. Looks like they're these. Yeah, these are in.
They're in this plug in right here.
So what we'll do is chop suey that.
Okay.
And then stake on this.
Stake on both of them?
Yeah, and then you'll put one on orange, and then the other one you're going to find a common. So you could even put one, we could put it over here on this common.
Okay.
Because basically what we're doing is we got a power, and the power something we need power and a common.
So common there, and you want the other one hooked to O right there.
Yep. Okay. And that way, whenever the thermostat calls for O, it'll energize, or whenever it's defrost mode, it'll energize it. The board will energize it itself. Okay. And the reason it's even, so the reason this yellow is even on this board and it's not just jumpered straight from here to here, is because this defrost timer, well, in most cases, I'm assuming that this Goodman board is the same way. What it does is it senses how long Y has been called for, and then also how long the sensor has been closed. So that way it knows when to go into defrost, because it's got to have the Y, it's got to know when Y is being called for, and it also has to know when the sensor is closed, because closed means there's ice. I believe that's the last thing we got to hook up is this sensor. But this, we'll put a stake on this because we don't need this wire nut here. We can literally just do that. And to make it a little bit closer, I'm going to move this stake on over here.
So you want a stake on the end of that?
Yep.
Alright, gotcha.
They probably had that because the board was up here before and it wasn't reached.
Gave it some room.
Yeah, but now we got a little bit of slack. We can actually do what we want. Now, put this fan up. What is this? A Titan 5, and this capacitor's. Why do they have this? That capacitor might be bad. Let me test this capacitor because I don't know why in the world they have this. Because that looks like a new capacitor. And this is a new capacitor. I'm going to undo this. I'm gonna get my voltmeter out and test to see why they don't have it
Up on top.
Yeah. And all you need is
to put it on.
Yeah, just put one on the fan. And we can either strip that off or put it on common. I think I'm just gonna wire nut that off, just because don't need confusion in the past. I mean in the future, where that wire goes. I need a nut, a wire nut.
Oh, you need a, okay, wire nut.
Gotcha. So now to test it, since we can't get inside of the thermostat, we can't do this for long because the indoor fan isn't running, and we don't want it to, well, we do want it to freeze up because we're testing, but we're going to have to mash red and yellow together.
Red and yellow.
Yep, that's all we need. We don't even need these other reds and yellows. We just need this red, this yellow, and then this red. Just be careful it don't touch the frame.
Okay.
Alright, I didn't hear it click. Oh, there's no common to that contactor. We need this. We need another piggyback, and then I'm gonna go get a wire. And I'm gonna piggyback this common to that.
So we need a piggyback on this top one?
Yep.
Hey, buddy, where you doing? Where you come from, huh? Where you come from, huh? What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Huh? What you doing, buddy?
Beautiful. And then just make sure this other crap's good. And boom. See, I didn't have it common. He kind of startled me, but all right. Before we do anything with tidying these wires up, let's make sure it doesn't. It's going to run and defrost. The way we do that, just give her some power. Maybe not. Why did that fan stop? Fan hit something. That fan hit the blade.
What did he hit?
It hit, oh, it's because I was laying on it.
Yeah, it might be.
I have to move that blade up the shaft. I am. I don't know, it was... Yeah, I'm gonna have to, as soon as I turn this on, the blade stopped. It's spinning free now, but when I first turned on it, it snagged right there on the that channel that's real close to. Actually, I think I was laying.
Yeah, I think when you leaned on it.
But it's also close to that copper, and yeah, I'm just going to take it off and move the daggum blade. It ain't worth the risk. I'm gonna fix this. I know some people like it, but I don't like when the wires are hung out to dry like this. I'm going to get them back through and tape them to the cover, just so the sun don't eat them up like they have been. So we just taped the wires to the conduit right there so it wouldn't be in the sun, because the sun eats them up, and I just hate seeing them like that. I know that's a way that people do it. It's just not a way that I like. So now let's turn it on and see what happens. It's on. What we should have already done is jumper. Let's turn it off for a second. And let's jumper out.
Down here on the bottom, you want the red end of defrost off?
Yeah. DF and R.
Yeah, no.
And I'll get you a
jumper. So I just jumped them two together. Okay.
There you go. We got the perfect jumper for this.
Yeah. Yeah, this come off that one unit, and I thought, well, because we was getting rid of it, I said, heck, I'm gonna go ahead and
The breaker took a second to turn on. Keep turning it off and on, but now what we can do is take this jumper right here and move it to test. Or, you know what would be smarter than that? Just jumper this test. There we go. Make sure that we have it switched over to AC mode now. Now it's hot now, but it should be getting cold if you want to feel.
yeah, you can feel it getting warmer than what it was.
So hopefully it's getting cold. That's what we're striving for.
Yeah,
I think it did.
Yeah,
it was just real hot because the fan inside.
Yeah, it's getting cool.
Oh yeah, and I can feel the heat radiating from the top. Oh yeah, that's frosty. I mean, not frosty, but it will get frosty soon because the indoor fan's not running. So let's take the jumper off, and it disenergizes. Perfect. That simulates the sensor getting cold and then thawing out. So
Do you want me to you want me to go ahead and zip tie these up?
yeah, zip tie 'em and fix the thermostats and pliers. We're good to go. Oh, put this in here. I'm going to leave that in
Just
there,
sit it in there.
because we don't have any use for a used capacitor, but if it ever needs it, I mean, it's pretty unlikely the fan cap goes out without the hermetic cap, but still. All right, we're out here at the truck now. I was looking at this old board, and you can see the trace that is broken in this old boy. That trace is almost completely burned up all the way back. So yeah, just thought you might want to see that. All right, that's it for this call. I'm going to go on to at least one more today. See if we can squeeze another one in after that. She is up and running. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you would have done this, or if you would have insisted on springing for the $200 the board that was $150 more expensive than this one. I think we did an all right job. You know, after looking at it, I don't even think that board has a lockout for the high pressure switch. So I think that, and if it did, I don't think it was wired in. So I think there's literally no difference in this and what it had. So I'm confident in what we did. But the customer is going to be happy because it works. So let's get on the next one.